son, these boys can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics. Yeah, so try again, this time take a vitamin.
Welcome back. Another week of the Win Big Sports Talk and Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Thanks for being with me.
Yeah. So, baby, you gonna need some patience. I already won. Now I'm just making a statement. Damn,
got
baby,
some bets for you up place today, so I'll go over those towards the end of the podcast. Also got some great clips of the week. I think you really like these. So without further ado, let's talk about my picks from last week and how we did in college football. So last week is part of my picks and previews. I called for Miami, Pittsburgh, Texas, BYU, Washington, Baylor, Ole Miss, Washington State, Penn State, Utah, NC State, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, USC, Oklahoma, Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Kansas, Cincinnati, Liberty University, Adrian College, and Maryville to win. Went 21-5 in week 3. It puts my overall record for picks at 43-9 on the year. Let's talk about my picks for this week, who I'm watching, maybe who you should bet on while we go through it. I do have some bets for you, though, like I said, at the end of the podcast. Texas Tech is traveling to battle the number 25 Kansas State Wildcats and the Red Raiders. Red Raiders and Wildcats took out Texas and Oklahoma, respectively. That should lead to a pretty fun matchup. Adrian Martinez has not thrown an interception yet this season. That'll be key for Texas Tech and Donovan Smith. Kansas State has won the last 6 meetings between these two teams by an average of 7 points per game. This one is going to be close, but I am picking Kansas State to win by a field goal, so let's say 31-28. I don't think they'll cover the spread just because it's going to be so close. Number 7, Kentucky at number 14, Ole Miss. 6.5 point spread in that one. It's 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time kick. That'll be on ESPN. I'm taking Ole Miss again. This line has moved around quite a lot, but it's really looking like it's going to go in the Rebels' favor. It's been resting around a touchdown. What's the difference going to be? Ole Miss has a way better running game. They're averaging nearly 300 yards per game at 280 and a fraction. Kentucky is averaging 81 yards per game, so not even close. I think that's going to be a big deal. Now, Chris Rodriguez Jr. is coming back. That could help close that gap, but I'm not seeing it. The Rebels are going to take care of business. It's all Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to win by a touchdown. Let's call that score 36-31. They're going to cover the spread in that one. Number 4, University of Michigan at Iowa and the Hawkeyes. That's a 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time kickoff on Fox. Going with Big Blue. It won't be like the Big Ten championship game for Michigan. They won that one 42-3. They've lost 4 of their last 5 at Kinnick Stadium. That includes a 1-point slugfest back in 2016 that was 14-13. The Hawkeyes defense is allowing just 6 points per game. They're ranked number 1 in the nation. They've scored 2 touchdowns, 2 safeties, so J.J. McCarthy is going to have to be very careful, very patient. Jim Harbaugh is going to have to keep him kind of with a short leash and say, take this easy. If this were prime time, I might say this is an upset pick, but this is going to be a narrow cover for me. I'm going to say they're going to win this one maybe 36-24, 3 touchdowns and a field goal for Iowa. That's probably a bad pick, though. I should probably roll back 1 score off that. Iowa's just struggled so much offensively, and I don't see them coming out and blowing up Michigan. It just doesn't make any sense. That's my pick, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on Fox. Number 18, Oklahoma at TCU. Texas Christian and the Horned Frogs battling the Sooners. That's a 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's on ABC. I'm taking Oklahoma and the Sooners. It's Oklahoma. Like, I know they've had a rough season, but Brent Venables not going to lose 2 in a row. I'm not seeing it. Oklahoma going to win, let's say, 36-28. They're going to cover the spread in that one. Purdue, the Boilermakers, traveling to Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers. That's a 10.5-point spread in that game. Big-time favorite, Minnesota. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That is going to be on ESPN2. Golden Gophers got to win that one. BJ Fleck, I remember when he first burst out of the scene over at Western Michigan University. The Purdue passing attack averages 311 yards per game. But the Boilermakers quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, I don't know if he's going to play. So I'd love to see that. We'll assume that O'Connell's going to play in this one, but I'm still not seeing it for Purdue. Minnesota going to win this one by a touchdown. We'll call it 31-24 and fail to cover the spread in that one. I don't think they'll cover the spread. It's going to be tight either way. Oregon State at number 12, Utah, the Beavers and the Utes. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch that one on the Pac-12 network. Utes are going to win that one. No way. No way they lose to the Beavers. It will be a tight game. They're coming off of a heartbreaking loss to USC, Oregon State that is, and now a tough road test. The last 2 meetings between these two teams have been one-score games. This one is going to follow that trend. Utah will win 36-29. I don't see them covering the spread in this one. Number 22, Wake Forest. At number 23, Florida State. Now that is a slugfest. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's going to be a fun contest. I can't wait to watch that one. This one's going to go Florida State's way, if you ask me. All hinges on how Wake Forest bounces back from a double overtime loss against Clemson. The Demon Deacons are really good, and they should be able to pull the upset here. But they've lost their last 5 trips to Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm not seeing it. Improved Florida State rushing attack is the difference in this one. Florida State's going to win by a touchdown. We'll call it 41-35. That would mean they don't cover the spread, though. So I'm not calling for them to cover the spread, but I am calling for Florida State to win this one. Rutgers at number 3, Ohio State. That is a 3:30 Eastern Standard Time kickoff. That's going to be on the Big Ten Network. It's a 41-point line. The Buckeyes failed to cover that spread in Week 2 against Arkansas State, but they've covered it twice since. The Scarlet Knights averaged 16 points per game against FBS competition. Ohio State has won the last 3 meetings by an average of 32 points per game. Ohio State's going to win this one. We'll call it 55-16. They won't cover the spread. I'm not seeing it. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on the Big Ten Network. Northwestern travels to number 11 Penn State. 25.5-point spread. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on ABC ESPN. Penn State's winning that one. These two teams haven't played since 2017. The Wildcats are in a tough spot after 3 straight home losses. That's a lot of points. Penn State's running game is fantastic. You know, the Wildcats will slow this one down enough to squeak in on a cover there, but Penn State's winning big time. 37-13, not covering the spread, though. No way. Number 9, Oklahoma State at number 16, Baylor. 2.5-point spread. That's a slim one compared to what we've been talking about. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff on Fox. Oklahoma State and the Cowboys are taking the win. The Bears and the Cowboys have split the last 8 meetings. That includes Baylor's 21-16 victory in last year's Big 12 championship game. The Cowboys had a bye week to prepare, and Spencer Sanders has had a lot more time to think about that 4-interception game that ended with a goal line stand. The Cowboys are getting their revenge. It's going to be an upset. 33-30, the final tally there, and that would mean Oklahoma State covers if the spread stays the same as it is now. Number 2, Alabama, 15.5-point favorite over number 20, Arkansas. That's a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on CBS. What do you think I'm going to pick? You got to pick the Crimson Tide. We've been waiting for an Alabama statement game. The Razorbacks allow 302 yards per game against the pass, so that could make this possible. Arkansas did push Alabama last year in a 42-35 shootout, but that was with a better passing attack. This time, the Crimson Tide going to pull away early with a banner performance by Bryce Young. He's going to look fantastic. Bama will win 42-24. They're going to cover the spread in that one. Watch out. Here comes the Tide. Number 17, Texas A&M traveling to Mississippi State. Texas A&M a 3-point favorite in that one. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on the SEC Network. Texas A&M has struggled. The Aggies had a victory against Arkansas last week. Mississippi State is no slouch. The Bulldogs won this contest last year 26-22. They're going to test the Aggies offense, and they really haven't moved the ball well. A&M finds a way. They're going to win by just a field goal is my pick. I'm going to say 23-20. A lot of experts putting them closer to 30 points. I'm not seeing it. I don't think they're going to score that much. We'll wait and see. Time will tell. Number 10, NC State at number 5, Clemson, 6.5-point spread there. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's on ABC. Clemson's going to win that one, no question in my mind, even though that's a really good game and that's a fun matchup of top 25 teams. Clemson, a dramatic double overtime win against Wake Forest. The Wolfpack have confidence. They know they beat the Tigers. They beat them in double overtime last season. Devin Leary threw 4 touchdowns in that game. This will be another fun quarterback duel. DJU, the Tigers are going to find a way at home, though. NC State is going to keep it close, right down to the wire. My score pick, a 1-touchdown game, 36-32. Clemson wins, but fails to cover the spread. Number 1, Georgia traveling to Missouri. That is a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on the SEC Network. No way the Bulldogs don't win that one. They were kind of slow in their victory over Kent State. Didn't look quite right. Missouri coming off of a heartbreaking loss. That was in overtime at Auburn against War Eagle. Look for Georgia to be more focused. It's SEC play. They're getting back on track, and that's bad news for the Tigers. No way Georgia loses. I think they'll cover the spread, though. My pick, 45-13. Not much scoring done by Missouri. Georgia kind of shows off and gets things headed back in the right direction. Georgia Tech at number 24. Pittsburgh, the Panthers. Well, Georgia Tech is struggling. It's an 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff on the ACC Network. There's no way Georgia is going to come back and win after Geoff Collins was showed to the door. Pitt has won its last 2 games by 21 points. I think they'll cover the spread. 38-17, the victory. Arizona State at number 6, USC. 24-point spread there in favor of USC. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That'll be on ESPN. The Sun Devils are going to be in trouble. They're going to have their hands full. Herm Edwards fired. Their inability to stop the run is going to be a problem in this game. The Trojans will look to bounce back. They were less than great, less than stellar at Oregon State, as I mentioned earlier. Caleb Williams has almost a 75% completion percentage at home. That's going to fuel this Pac-12 blowout. USC going to win this one 45-20. They'll cover the spread by my pick. Stanford, the Cardinal, at number 13, Oregon, and the Ducks. Oregon, a 15.5-point favorite. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on FS1. I'm picking the Duck. Cardinals. I said Cardinals. The Cardinal lost to USC in Washington by an average of nearly 16 points. That's how we came to this line against the Ducks of Oregon. I'm definitely feeling Oregon in this one, and I think they're going to cover the spread. My pick, 40-23. The final tally in that one again, an 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on FS1. Old Dominion at Liberty University, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on ESPN+. Liberty has taken ODU in their last 2 matchups. Old Dominion isn't exactly crushing opponents this season, so I'm leaning with the Flames on this one for sure. Liberty University wins at home. The Citadel at App State University, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick That's on ESPN. Plus, I'm staying with the Mountaineers again. App State is on a 2-game losing streak to the Citadel, but they haven't played since way back in 2013. The Mountaineers are 12-3 all-time against Citadel, so based on the way their season has gone, based on that alone, App State and the Mountaineers winning that one. University of Tennessee, Chattanooga at Eastern Tennessee State University, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's on ESPN+. UTC ranked number 1 in the SoCon, and the Mocs stand at 3-1 on the year, but that one loss was to an FBS school. Illinois was able to keep Chattanooga at bay for 4 quarters, but I don't think they looked that bad against the Big Ten school. ETSU is ranked last in the SoCon, so I just don't see the Bucks creating much of a problem for the Mocs. Chattanooga wins that one, and that'll do it for my college football picks this week. All right, let's take a look back at the season so far. 21-8 overall picking NFL games. That's really not that great. So it's funny because I made a joke about it last week, and I said, hey, I'm not going to pick teams I like as much anymore. I'm going to try and make smarter picks, and I still picked the Lions, and they still lost in a dumb way. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't even know if I'm going to pick the Lions or not. If I do, you should all yell at me and tweet at me and tell me to stop doing that and stop believing in them, because they're never going to prove me right when I pick them. They're always going to disappoint me for 40 years, and then I'll die. Minnesota Vikings against the New Orleans Saints. That's a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff on Sunday on the NFL Network. Early morning football in London is back, and I am taking the Vikings. Saints quarterback Jameis Winston. He's having a hard time with interceptions again. Zadarius Smith should be able to bring some heat on him and pressure him into at least one interception. The health of Dalvin Cook is going to be a problem, but Minnesota, they just can't throw it 40 times every week with Kirk Cousins, so they're going to have to find ways to spread the ball out and move it. I think they'll be able to. They're going to win this one 24-21 in front of a European audience. It'll be fun. We'll be watching from here in North America. Next contest, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on CBS. The Cleveland Browns, who are the favorite, at the Atlanta Falcons down in ATL in the heart of the Peach State. I am taking the Browns. Jacoby Brissett looking good. I've always really liked him. I loved him with the Colts. The Falcons ranked 15th in the NFL right now in rush defense. And Marcus Mariota has done well. So Brissett is going to have to be sharp. He's averaging nearly 200 yards per game with just one pick, and they've got a heavy ground attack going on for Cleveland. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. So the Browns are going to lean on that ground attack. They're going to make safe play calls for Jacoby Brissett. They'll win that one 30-27 on the road. The Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are the favorite. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on Fox. Dallas is trying to trend in the NFC East standings while waiting for Dak Prescott's return. I'll tell you what, I really like Cooper Rush. He grew up about 45 minutes from my house, played high school football against him, watched him at Central Michigan. He's looked good so far. So, I mean, he's 3-0 in the NFL starting, right? We'll see how he can hold up against the Commanders. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys 24-21, and that would mean they would cover the spread in that one. Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. Colts are a 3-point favorite. I did it again. I'm picking a team I like, and I shouldn't. I'm doing it, though. I'm siding with the Titans here. This line has moved up. I think it was at 2 points. It's up to 3.5 in most. The winner will get back to 500 overall. The Titans have won the last 3 meetings with the Colts, and they were able to limit Jonathan Taylor to an average of 67 rushing yards in last year's game. It's on the Colts to respond at home, and we're going to pick the small upset here from Tennessee and the Titans. My pick is going to be 30-27 in that one. We'll see if they can do it. Music City. Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions, the Motor City playing host. The Lions are a 6.5-point favorite. I just said don't let me do this anymore. Detroit is a favorite for the first time in 20 games under Dan Campbell, which is a big time note for him. Lots of improvement for Campbell and the Lions. So Detroit is still a work in progress. The Lions are averaging almost 32 points per game, though. 31.7 is their clip so far. And there's no way that Seattle is going to be able to hold them, going to be able to score enough. They're averaging just under 16 points per game at 15.7 with Geno Smith as the signal caller. I'm taking the Lions. I like the Lions in this one. 33-21, my score prediction. We'll see if they can prove me right this week. I've regretted picking them. I didn't pick them one week and they won, and you're killing me, Lions. Chicago Bears at the New York Giants. The Giants are a 3-point favorite. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's on Fox. The Giants coming off a short week. The Bears have allowed just 19 points per game under their new coach, and that's a formula that's going to keep them in a lot of games. Justin Fields is looking a little bit better. I think they're going to win in a really close one. I'm calling this one. I'm hesitant. I'm calling it 21-20. 1-point game. And again, that would elevate the Chicago Bears to 3-1 overall on the season. Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to take on the Eagles. The Eagles are a 6.5-point favorite for that Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on CBS. Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, one of the best quarterback matchups of the season so far. So Doug Peterson and the Jaguars have blown out the AFC preseason contenders in back-to-back weeks. I'm sticking with the Eagles. That's going to be an exciting game, I think. Probably a high-scoring game. I'm going to say Eagles 34, Jaguars 28. They're going to chip in that extra field goal there. Going to be real close on the cover. Going to be very close. Wouldn't bet that. Wouldn't bet the spread there. New York Jets at the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on CBS. Who the quarterback's going to be, Zach Wilson, is getting close to returning for the Jets. Otherwise, we're going to see Joe Flacco coming after the Steelers. Pittsburgh fans are ready for Kenny Pickett. They're blowing up the Steelers on Twitter saying, let's go. Let's get to Pittsburgh, man. Mitch Trubisky, though, I've always liked Mitch Trubisky, another guy that never really has gotten a fair shake of it. We'll see what happens this week. I'm picking the Steelers 31, Jets 24. Steelers will cover in that one. Buffalo Bills, 3.5-point favorites at the Baltimore Ravens Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's on CBS. I gotta stick with the Bills on this one. The Ravens are struggling a little bit. They've got some injuries. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I did place a bet on this game, so stay tuned for that. Bills are going to win this one. Going to be a shootout. 34-30. Bills over the Ravens. That's my pick. LA, the Chargers, 6.5-point favorites. They're traveling to Texas to take on the Houston Texans. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. That's a Sunday game on CBS. Be sure to tune in. Bolts are taking that one bolt up. LA, not super worried about Justin Herbert. I tweeted a clip of him. He looked great last week. He was out there balling even though he's injured. I'm feeling him. Houston's low-powered offense is near the bottom of the league. They're at 26th coming into this week. So the Chargers are just going to kind of coast to a win here. 31-18, my score prediction in that one. Arizona Cardinals traveling to Carolina to battle the Panthers, who are going to keep pounding on Sunday at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on Fox. Got to take the Cardinals. Cardinals are coming across the country with Kyler Murray. He's going to meet up with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I'm just not feeling the Panthers in this one. Sorry, Panthers fans, friends. 31-24, my pick. Obviously, the Cardinals covering the spread there big time if that is the case. Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are a 2-point favorite. 4:30 kick Eastern Standard Time on CBS. The Raiders are the only 0-3 team in the NFL. That's changing this week. They're favored against a Denver team that has not got anything going right for them. Hackett and Wilson, something's not meshing. I'm not feeling it. Vegas is in what they call desperation time. They're going to win this one, but it's going to be a one-score game. My score prediction is 26-21. Raiders over the Broncos. We'll see if it comes true. New England Patriots at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a slight favorite, 10.5 points. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. It's a Sunday game on CBS. Mac Jones is, he had that high ankle sprain, that injury, or at least at time of recording, we'll probably have more info by the time kickoff comes. That means that Brian Hoyer would get the nod, and that's at Lambeau Field. So the Packers defense right now is ranked 6th in scoring defense through 3 weeks. The spread is way too high. How can Bill Belichick come in there and win? I'm not seeing it. Rodgers always makes plays at home. He's always looking good. He's 23-2 in the regular season at home since Matt LaFleur took the reins. So I'm picking the Packers here. This is going to be a 27. We'll give the Patriots an extra field goal. 27. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that one. That I want to say they'll cover the spread, but I like the score of 27-17 in that one. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So that's my score prediction, but I also have a gut feeling they'll cover the spread. Your call on which way to go with that one. Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites by 3 points. They travel to Florida, or at least they're supposed to. Hurricane Ian making that difficult. They battle the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That would be the night game on Sunday, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on NBC, obviously. Tom Brady just lost to Aaron Rodgers. I think the GOAT is coming back, but he is not going to be enough to overcome Kansas City's Chiefs. My score prediction in this one, 31-23. The Chiefs overcome the Buccaneers. Let's talk about my bets. I'm going to do this quick. I'll tell you why I made them. Feel free to comment and tell me I'm stupid or it's the smartest bet you've ever heard. Your call on that one. No contest either way. So my first bet I placed went after Texas State. I just bet $5 on them. That's a big time win on that one if you hit. And I really like those super low risk, high reward bets. I like to place a few of those every week because every now and then you get those upsets, and those upsets mean a lot of money for you. So those are the kind of bets I like to look out for and like to place. Well, as soon as I started reading my bets, I got booted out of the app, so I'm going to have to log back in here. This podcast is kind of a train wreck this week. Don't tell anyone, but it's not going well. Texas State, taking them on the money line, just wagering a couple bucks. I wagered 10, and that would win 90. UConn, just throwing a few bucks down on them. Big time bet, plus 1,000 odds on that one. They're playing Fresno State, so really doubt they're going to win, but just throwing some money on it. Put some money on Northwestern. They're playing Penn State. Like, I didn't even pick them. But again, I really like the odds on that one. I like the way it's looking. I bet Missouri against Georgia. Like, there's literally zero way that Missouri is going to beat Georgia. But I just threw some money on it. We'll see what happens. Betting the over on touchdowns for the LA Rams against the San Francisco 49ers. Bet over 2.5. Like, there's no way that Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams will be held to under 3 touchdowns against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm just not seeing it. Tennessee Titans, I just took them because I like them. I did the exact thing that I recommend that you don't do. Don't bet on teams that you personally like. It's a horrible idea. I bet on the Tennessee Titans because I like them. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. I don't recommend that. I bet the over on total team touchdowns on the Baltimore Ravens. There's no way the Bills, even though they have a great defense, and I picked them to win, are going to hold Lamar Jackson and his offense under 3 touchdowns. I'm feeling them. Bet a few bucks on that. I did also take a risky bet on a parlay. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson combined for 500 passing yards, 100 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. So I think the rush yards are going to be tough. I'm not too worried about the passing yards between the two of them. 250 apiece is not that hard to do. And even if one gets 200, I'm sure the other will get 300. just based on the way I see that game playing out. So I feel like that's a good one. I just need them to get 100 rush yards. I need Lamar to get 75 and, Josh to get a few. So, and then another one that I do not recommend doing, I bet on another team that I like. I bet on the Pittsburgh Steelers on covering the spread. Don't do that. That's a horrible way to bet money. I don't recommend that. I'm just doing this for fun. So don't do that. That's literally the opposite of what I recommend, is just betting on a team because you like them. That's the worst way to gamble. Clips of the week. We're coming to the end of the podcast. Clips of the week can be viewed on the video version of the podcast. Find it now at WBSNsports.com, or cut out the middleman and head right to our YouTube channel, Win Big Sports Network. I'll see you there. Let's get this one started. But before we do, just a reminder that the Win Big Sports Betting and Sports Talk podcast brought to you by me, Try Media. Visit us at trymedia.com. We'll make you go live. It'll be great. So the first clip of the week, this one is it's Brutus. He's getting messed up. The mascot of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Brutus the Buckeye got crushed during the Ohio State Buckeyes contest. Not feeling it. Also, can we get these Surface tablets a break? Tom Brady, the Bills are just letting these tablets have it. Take another look at that one. I mean, I know you've probably seen this already. It's everywhere, but I could watch that 100 more times. The hand cover in the camera has got to be the best part. I'll never get tired of it. I thought this one was really cool. And I'm a big TV production guy, so I really enjoyed this. You can see this clip and share it from the Win Big Sports Network YouTube channel in our shorts. So this is the open for Monday Night Football, and this is the view from over the shoulder of the camera operator inside of the helicopter. So he's kind of slowly panning in, zooming in onto the stadium there for the open, and they're talking over him live during the telecast while you're seeing that shot. That shot is live, and those 3 red dots in the upper right-hand corner mean that the director in the production truck just outside of the stadium is taking his feed live on air. So 14 million people are watching right then and there. And then finally, this is butt punt. Butt punt is here. Butt fumble is no more. Mark Sanchez has been relieved of his post as the king of the butt fumble. The butt punt has arrived, and people are big fans of it. People thought it was very funny right away. It almost felt like one of those things that people tried too hard to make funny, and it made it not funny. It is what it is. There you go. That is our last clip of the week, and that will do it for the Win Big Sports Betting Podcast. Be sure to follow me, follow us. I'm at Shry Guy. Follow the pod at WBSN Sports. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Audio Jungle.